Hello and welcome to Walking Tall with Paul and his dogs. Today is the Dog News Day, which is on Fridays. On Sundays I post a different video and shorts throughout the week. And let's get on with the news. Just to follow up on last week's news about the Cane Corso being the next dangerous dog and all this sort of stuff. So ITV this morning with Ben Shepherd and Cat Deely, I think it is, had Cane Corso on the sofa with the owner and also a vet as well, and they were absolutely brilliant how the ITV handled it in the interview, and also the knowledge of the owner of the Cane Corso and the vet specialist there as well were absolutely brilliant. They said all the right things. They were really positive about the breed. They said it's the humans and not the dog, following on from the XL Bully ban. And yeah, it's a really positive interview. The dog behaved beautifully, great ambassador, brilliant. I can't remember his name now. I think it's like Apollo or something like that. And it was a real lovely interview actually. I was a bit worried when their headline was Cane Corso, the next dangerous dog breed. You think, oh God, are they going to throw him under the bus again? But actually it was totally opposite. It was really positive. So that's good news. Let's keep that positivity going for these breeds. So the devastating fires that have hit LA over the last week or so have just been awful, haven't they? And your heart goes out to all those poor people that have lost their homes and their livelihoods and everything else. And there was one really lovely good news story that's come out of it. A man called Calvin was at work when the evacuation order came in, and his two beloved dogs were at home, so he was really worried, but he couldn't get back to them. And he had one called Oreo and one called Tika Tika Tika, which is a smaller terrier type dog. And Oreo ran away when the fire brigade tried to save him, but Tika 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 hid in rubble for 5 days, which is incredible, isn't it? And the little dog was reunited with his owner, and when he saw him, the owner just screamed with joy and happiness. He'd lost his damaged home and everything, but he got his dog back, which was just a joy. Haven't heard anything about the other one, Oreo, but it was just the sheer joy on his face when he rescued and found his beloved dog that had kept itself safe during them fires, which is amazing. Lovely story. So the Dogs Trust has issued a warning, and it's about floodwaters and the icy conditions that we're experiencing in the UK at the moment and around the world as well, you know. And it's just when you go out walking with your dog, just be very, very vigilant and extra careful not to walk near floodwaters and icy ponds and lakes as well, even rivers. Some of the rivers are icing up. Just because dogs love to swim, don't they? And if they're used to it, and especially in a place where you go regularly, and they run out onto the ice, fall through, they can get into a lot of difficulties. I know a man and his two dogs had to be rescued from a lake this week just gone in England because the dogs went out onto the ice, got into trouble. The man went out to try and help them, and they all got into trouble, but luckily it all ended well. But yeah, the Dogs Trust is just sending out that warning just to say, be extra vigilant. Floodwaters can look calm, but underneath can be extremely high torrent and sweep you away really quickly. So yeah, just be aware, just keep safe in this winter that we're having, and yeah, just enjoy your walks, but keep safe on them. So something that's gone quite viral this week, which is quite amusing, is that a husband and his wife have been married for a couple of years, and he brought up the idea of getting a dog, and a large breed dog. He was thinking about a sheepdog, and his wife said no straight away. So he was obviously a bit perturbed by that and put out. And she said she posted this on Reddit, and it's had about 1,400 responses, so it's starting to go sort of fairly viral. And the original story was that after she said no, he totally switched off in the marriage. So he didn't speak to her, he gave her the cold shoulder, and she couldn't quite understand why, because she didn't really realise that saying no was going to have that reaction to him. So eventually she said, look, I'll cook you dinner, I'll give you cuddles, I'll try and like get close to you, and you just totally switched off. What's going on? And it turns out, because she said no to getting a dog because they work long hours and stuff, so she was probably quite wise, that actually that's the reason that he's kind of given up on the marriage. That's really bad, isn't it? I hope they get it sorted out and maybe get a dog one day, but not for that reason. Now, we all know how Labradors love the water and have an affinity for it. Well, there's a Labrador called Ella, and this is in America, and she's got a pool in the back of her garden, and she's got to the point now where just going in for a little swim and a little dip isn't enough. She has to do dive bombs. So she runs off the edge and literally tucks her body up and makes the biggest splash she possibly can. And on this occasion, there was a video done of her, and she goes viral because she does this massive bomb and gets all her owners soaking wet, who are all relaxing around the pool. So it's quite funny. I'm sure you can find that on YouTube somewhere. Bumble, Congo, guess what? I've got some more news. So a dog, a Labrador called Ellie, has been trained to sniff out illegal tobacco and vapes in shops that are selling it illegally in England, in Poole actually. And she goes in and smells it, and they give off a particularly different scent to the legal vapes that you can buy and tobacco. So the dog picks up on this scent that's very distinctive to them, and has actually been found now in 2 shops in Poole, and is used successfully by the government, HMRC and Border Force. So that brings me to the end of today's show about dog news. Hope it's been informative for you. If you like it, please like the channel and subscribe as well. It's free to subscribe to YouTube, if I can say it. And yeah, it'd be lovely to have you join along on my dog's walks with me on Sundays, and then on the news on Fridays. Plus I do lots of shorts during the week, like I said earlier. And yeah, it'd be great to have you along for the ride. And thank you so much if you've already subscribed. Support me on Buy Me a Coffee /Walking Tall. Thanks to all of you who do that, much appreciated. See you again on the next one.
I ain't afraid of the dark, 'cause once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind